Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, Otherside.
Mm-hmm.
So, Van Helsing, Mother Lise, and Kine,
Yeah.
as well as a few of the other more devout villagers, totaling maybe like 30 people, head off to the temple.
All right. I'm gonna ask Kine to guard the entrance, make sure nothing comes in and attacks any of the villagers. And then Van's gonna set up a spot by a shrine to Cheese, set up a statue, and he's gonna go into a meditative state, but not start praying to her immediately. First, he wants to kind of get into a meditative state and do something else.
Okay. Before we get into your meditative state, Kine, what are you doing?
First I go to Van. Van, if possible, try to close any windows. The creatures last time, I think, entered through the windows, or tried to enter through the windows of the church.
There's no windows, like open windows in this place, are there, Neal?
There's stained glass windows, but they don't open or close.
Okay. Make sure everything is closed. And
yeah, you can shut the doors. It's fine.
I will. And maybe you should lead them in a prayer to Cheese, everyone, even Mother.
Perhaps later, if initial plans don't work, then we can look into alternatives. But for now, let me do my thing.
Okay, and I will try to. Even if I don't succeed, I will try to take out one flute and a soft and calming melody over the prayer with the prayer.
So you stay inside the church.
Yes.
To watch over things. Okay.
Yeah, so I think he's shutting the door and just keeping an eye on things to make sure everyone's safe.
By the door.
All right, and you'll play some flute. Go ahead and give me a musical instrument check.
Yeah, if I don't, if I don't get it, I will just try until I find the right tone, and then.
All right, this is your musical instrument check is just more of how on point you are today.
Very nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so Van, what are you doing? You're disappearing into your own...
Yeah, Van kind of gets lost inside his own head, and after he's pretty convinced that he's pretty internalized at this point, very thoroughly meditating, he says, "Denizen of this shadowy plane, now inhabitor of my body, I assume you can speak? Come forward, I would hold a conversation with you."
I wish you had told me this is what you're going to do before the break, so I could have thought about this.
If you want to take a minute, I'm fine. I mean, if we had gotten to the temple before the break, I would have mentioned it.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah. There's no answer, but you can feel your stomach rumble in a way that almost feels like an answer, or at least an acknowledgement.
All right. Van says, "First, let's start with some pleasantries. I would have some information. Where am I? What is this place?"
Doesn't seem to be any reply.
"Do you have a name?"
Long silence.
"Why are you residing in my own flesh and blood?" Nothing?
No
Nothing
answers come.
This is thoroughly less helpful than I was hoping. How about this? What do you want?
You can feel a swelling in your belly, almost as if like if you got a really big burp and you can feel it starting to rise, but then there's no actual burping and it just kind of fades.
Very well. I was kind of hoping for a conversation, not like it burps.
Well,
So I think Van just says, "Very well. Perhaps I shall wait until another time. I'm quite confident in your ability to communicate with me. Perhaps you merely need time to adjust." And Van's going to move on and go to his prayers and attempt to make contact with Cheese.
okay.
The whole day? Oh, hours.
Yeah.
Right. You stay in prayer to Chief. Mother Elise leads some silent prayer and then some group vocalized prayer. It's a long while in there. You find yourself maybe a little bit bored listening to these things going on and on. And but eventually, after many, many hours, Mother Elise finishes up with the people, comes over and kind of gives Van a gentle shake, bringing him out of his prayers, saying, I found no reply at the end of my questions.
Neither did I.
Do you think the gods have abandoned us here? Have we done something
Abandoned
to
us?
displease them?
Oh no, I don't think so, Mother Elise. I think they can't find us here. I think
Where could we be that the gods can't reach?
that's an excellent question. I don't know myself. But think about it. Astaire would not shun you. What have you done to ever deserve such a thing?
Oh, I am a sinner of my own. I have broken my vows of marriage, lain with men who are not my husband. I have lied to friends.
They're sins of a life. But think of it. I may have done things that perhaps I regret in my time, but through everything I've tried to stay faithful and follow a path Jesus set for me. I see no reason that she would shun me so. Truthfully, I can't imagine any reason other than... Can you think of anything? A place the gods couldn't reach? Perhaps not even reach. Maybe they simply don't know where we've gone. As infinite as they may be, these deities may not be able to search everywhere at once. Perhaps they're looking for us and simply don't know where we are.
It's some sort of beacon.
And how would we create something like that?
She slowly shakes her head. I don't know.
You were leading prayers, yes?
Hmm?
Perhaps you could lead the prayer. Perhaps you could lead prayers to people, specifically in pursuit of a prayer to Astaire. 30 people praying to the gods might not elicit much response because it's diffused among all the gods. 30 people praying to a specific deity might be more likely to take notice.
130 people praying to a specific deity might do even better.
It's possible.
You wanna hear this?
I will gather... Yeah, you can overhear this conversation. I will put it to the people. Maybe if you can wait, we could see what this does.
Sure.
I know we're short on time as people grow hungry, but maybe together, a whole chorus of voices in prayer?
It's possible. It's the best hope we have right now.
She nods slowly.
If you do manage to contact Astaire, do me a favor and tell her to pass a message along to Cheese.
Of course.
Van gives her a smile at that. Says, I'll go back to the keep and round up some people and ask them to come to the church.
I could do with a bit of leg stretching myself. Why don't we all go?
Sure.
I go up to Van and so nothing, I suppose. But even a tiny bit.
Astaire's a major deity, right?
One of the 4 big ones.
Yeah,
One
so that's why... Okay. So I figure that probably it might be easier to reach a major deity than a minor deity. So I'm cool with going for Astaire.
Okay. You guys step out into the town and begin to make your way back to the keep. Can I get a perception check from the two of you?
Of course.
More fog monsters. Oh, dude, 20 plus 15, not plus 6. Yeah.
29, 16. Good thing there's two of you, right?
Yeah, I think every single perception check from us has had one person fail and another pass.
Yeah. Or we have some peasant with super eyes, and
as all of you are heading back towards the keep, Van Helsing, you notice there's a wiggling, like the air itself is shimmering or moving down one of the side streets away from the keep.
Van kind of holds a hand up for everyone to stop and says, "Hold."
Yeah, some of the people are in front of you, some of the people behind you. The ones in front of you don't notice. The people behind you give a stop. Kine's next to you. Mother Elise is well ahead of you already.
All right. Van says, "Kine, watch my back," and starts to slowly move down the street. Says, "Hello?"
I draw my axe.
This is a side street. You head down this, speak out.
Yeah, I go a little distance. Like, I'm not trying to go all the way up to it. I just want to like move down the street to make clear that I've noticed it, and I attempt to make contact.
Right. There's no reply. Some of the people that were standing behind you pick up their pace and go around, heading towards the keep. A few stick behind to watch you, looking down this alleyway. There's no reply from the thing. There's just this. Kind of, if you're looking at like a hot road and the air kind of shimmers and waves.
Does it look like it forms around into a figure, like a humanoid shape that's invisible, maybe, or is it like just sort of a blob?
It's like the width of this narrow little street. It's a very small side street, maybe 6 feet across.
And the air is shimmering.
It's shimmering's not quite the right word.
It goes all the way across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Van's gonna walk down the street toward it.
Okay.
Van, what are you doing?
Give me another perception check, Van.
21, that's a pass.
You notice a very well-defined edge to this, maybe 5 feet off the ground, 6 feet off the ground.
Are you saying that it could be interpreted as being a gate?
I guess. I think that's probably valid interpretation.
It looks like a square sort of rectangle, and then inside of this rectangle, it's like shimmering, kind of like a liquid surface, but it's in thin air.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Van's gonna grab a stick from the ground, and he's gonna sort of reach it out and poke it into this shimmering area. There's
an acidic smell to the air as the end of the stick begins to
I do
burn.
it very slowly, yeah.
Right. As the end of the stick kind of... It's almost like it's hitting something squishy, and as you push it in, this stick begins to burn and dissolve when a little section, like a little pseudopod of this blobby thing reaches out.
I mean, as soon as it's starting to burn, Van's going to jump back, obviously.
Yeah, the pseudopod reaches out as if to strike you, but you duck out of the way in time.
I was talking about gelatinous cubes earlier in the brain. Okay. I see that. I see this all right.
Give me a perception check, Kine. You're a little bit ways away, and you never saw the creature to begin with.
22.
Yeah, you see it.
Van's turning and running.
Yeah. Everyone to the keep.
You guys make your way through the streets, and back into the keep, safe and sound.
Okay.
You had to poke it, right?
What else would I do? I thought it might be a gate.
You could have taken a stone and thrown it.
I mean, sure, but if I had, I was hoping that by gently prodding it with a stick, it would think I wasn't trying to hurt it. If I threw a rock, that's much harder to justify.
Anyway, let's prepare for the mass prayer.
Sure. Keep an eye out. I want to make sure that thing doesn't kill any people on the street.
I mean, yeah, we should. Yeah, let's tell some people that there's. What was it? I didn't see quite right.
I don't know how to describe it. It was almost like a. You mentioned it was like gelatinous, right? It like some gelatinous piece came out of it when it attacked me.
A piece came out of it, like what's good? Like something goopy and sticky. Like if you've got a really viscous liquid and you pour it and it kind of forms
and it was like I was poking it into a liquid and then it.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of those.
From the river.
We fought an ooze, right? Yeah, we fought an ooze in the water. It reminds me of that thing in the water that we fought on the way to the river.
Only more substantial.
Perhaps, yeah. It did seem larger.
Anyway, yeah, let's prepare. So we prepare for the mass prayer?
Sure. Where are you going to hold this mass prayer?
In the church. We're going to get a good group of 100, 130 people out and go to it.
So everyone basically to the church.
Mother Elise calls out to everyone, explaining to them your plan of everyone together in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys head to the main church.
Yeah, so Van's going to sort of tell the knights in secret about this strange thing on the streets. If they see a weird shimmering, don't go anywhere near it. It's very dangerous. Just come, don't try and cause a mass panic. Just alert either Kine or myself, and we'll just make sure that we give it a wide berth.
A few of them seem a little offended that you've asserted yourself as the commander here, when they're clearly have rank and purpose, and they're knights after all.
If Van notices that, they seem offended. He says, "I don't say this to try and uproot your authority. I say it because I have more experience in monsters than you do. I've been doing this for quite a long time now."
Seems to at least quell their initial ruffled feathers.
Sure.
And everyone heads out to the church. You can all fit in the church, but it's going to be a nice tight packing. Everyone comes in, gets real squished up shoulder to shoulder. A pair of knights and the 2 town guards are going to stand outside. I guess that's all the knights. Both the knights and the guards stand outside.
I would tell you probably shouldn't stay outside. It seems these fog creatures are attracted to anyone, so staying inside would be more safe.
Safer for us, but you can't see anything coming if you stay inside.
I'm not worried. Here. It's possible. I mean, is it any different than being trapped in the keep?
Bretta speaks up saying, I'd rather, if something's going to come for us, I'd rather see it coming and be able to alert people rather than opening the doors and being surprised by it.
Thing is, they might not come if you stay in the church.
Would you do me the favor then of waiting inside and shutting the doors if you see anything?
We will take appropriate action if we see something, but I'm going to stay outside and keep an eye around.
Very well. Stay close to the doors. I'd rather not lose you. All right. And Van is going to head inside and help lead these people. I think this is more like... This is kind of Elise's time to try and contact Astaire. We're kind of starting a big bonfire, like Astaire's big high school party bonfire. And, so Van's going to lead the prayer while Elise kind of tries to focus and concentrate and get Astaire's attention. So Van will spend that time kind of leading people in prayer.
Okay. The voices come together. The people all follow the prayers that you and Mother Elise are leading. The church fills with the voice of 120-some people praying in unison. And you and Mother Elise, well, we'll just start with you for now. You feel the same sort of empty silence, the spiritual empty silence at first, the familiar sense of being alone and lost without your goddess around to guide you.
Yeah.
And then, almost as if you can see a candle lit in a night sky, or in a building across the street or down the road at night. Just kind of like the faintest of light source, spiritually speaking, kind of comes to you. It's not enough to communicate, but there's a recognition that there's something there. Something is out there.
Okay. I think Van shouts to the chorus to get louder.
Okay.
Make sure that their prayers echo through the halls of the church.
The voices pick up. The candle grows brighter. It's enough to see a flickering of flame, kind of a shimmering of light, almost a dancing of shadow, but not enough to communicate through.
I will try.
I think we sustain it, and I think now it's Elise's chance to this is on her. Right, she's got that flame, so now it's her chance to make something come of it.
Neal?
Yes.
I will accompany the prayer with my flute.
Sure.
22.
Okay.
So pass the check.
Yeah, so Van, everything's loud, and right now he's just gonna try and keep it going and let Elise do her thing. This is her opportunity.
Okay.
This is her chance here.
The prayers continue for half an hour or so before Mother Elise calls it to a stop. And everyone's voices slowly die down and look around. She immediately hurries over to you and says, Did you feel it? I could almost...
A flame in the night sky?
Yes, something like that. They're there still. I can't quite reach them.
So you need
Mother Elise. A place of great faith, of holy worship. Something on a grand scale. Something close by that people can reach in the next few days. We don't have much time.
I don't know about a few days, but Heatstroke has the great temple. I know it has a dark and sordid past, but that's the closest thing to the holiest place around.
How far is Heatstroke?
Quite far.
The only time I've ever been, I've taken a ship. It must be over 100 miles as the crow flies.
Anyone here? No, even on ship, it was like a week to get to Redport, so it'd still take a while, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 days to get to Redport.
I think people would be in pretty dire straits if we went all the way to Heatstroke.
If we go fast, we might make it in a week.
It's across the Ashlands and the Golden Sea. A lot of open area with very little around, and then you have to cross the Hourglass Desert.
It's possible that... I mean, did anybody who was thrown into this place with us, were any of them sailors? Do any of them know how to captain a ship?
There were some sailors.
It's possible that there's a ship down at the harbor. Something available for us to use.
We've taken boats from the harbor, so is there a ship, Neal?
There are ships.
Yeah. It's possible we could sail there.
So that's to be our way, then. Quite different than you imagined, Van. But there's hope now, I guess.
Faint hope, but hope all the same.
I will see to the sailors, see if any of them... See if they know enough between them to get us all on a ship and keep it in line. I'm
willing to help. I'm not... I have little experience myself, but I am still able to do physical labor.
Right.
Me too.
Okay.
And
Mother Elise goes to the other sailors. I guess you guys are probably privy to this conversation too. It appears there are enough people that they could man a not a sailing ship, but a rowing ship. One of the larger galleys or smaller galleys could fit all of the people here. If everyone rows, and the sailors can help steer and guide the rowing and get everyone in doing the right thing, they should be able to make it there. They estimate the distance to Heatstroke as what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days?
Okay. Sure.
5 days.
I think we're going to take them up on that. I don't really see... It's worth a shot, honestly.
Now that we have definitely a sign of contacting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd take about as long for us to get to Stromheim on land.
Maybe even Mother Elise. Maybe it would, if we can reach Esther. Would it be possible to send a message to Father Owen?
Honestly, I'm going to say this kind. If we can reach our deities in complete fashion, it's possible they could take us back to that plane themselves. Our deities are infinite in power.
Don't jump too far.
I'm saying that
ahead.
anything is possible. I don't know what will come of it.
But a simple message, a dream, maybe. Just a spark in his mind, maybe.
Perhaps you should leave this to those of us that are inclined to the divine.
Of
It
course.
appears your
of course.
notion of what magic is
I'm no.
layman's at best.
I
It's
know.
not just a matter of sending a message. It's more complicated. I'll
Of
leave
course.
the food hunting and the animal handling to you.
That's the problem. There's no food here. Anyway, we rest my case. Any day we waste here is we lose strength. Or people lose strength. The ones who are sad to say it, but the ones who have these creatures inside them must work the hardest.
Oh, Neal, have we had a day without combat so far? As in, like, natural healing?
Not since you've gotten back to Shirebrook. Hiking through the Shirebrook forest and around the rivers and everything has been too strenuous for you to heal. So it's not quite been a day of rest yet.
Okay.
But everyone can head down to the ships, to the docks,
Mm-hmm.
find
And
an
all the-
appropriate ship, and I think we're going to end here before you guys actually set off into the water or get to heat stroke. I'd like to do a little more prep before we go in that direction.
Sure.
So that is it for Hardcore Heroes Otherside today. Excellent. How do you guys feel about this? I know this is a different area and a very different style to the campaigning than we've done so far. How you guys feeling about it?
Let's say, I hope you have no problems with a bit of criticism, because I think it's good. I mean, it's interesting so far. I think maybe, at least from my point of view, not the ideal way to take probably 90% of the player's tools away.
Yeah,
90% of the player's tools. All you have left is a single fingernail. That's the only weapon at your disposal.
Well, what of my ranger skills are actually useful, for example? I mean, I can't use anything except maybe swimming and trekking.
I would say, as like an aside thing, I think this is like a fun direction to go down. I would say that if we died here, it'd be a disappointing way for our characters to go.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Like, disappointing not just because of their death, but like, I feel like there were really cool directions things could have gone back in Arcadia for like ways that our characters could have died. Like the idea of the party all like kind of breaking apart and killing each other. I thought there were some really fun directions that could have gone, and I think compared to that, dying in this place would be a little bit disappointing.
Well, let's hope you guys don't die in this place then.
Yeah.
But it's only 2 episodes in. We'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well. Let's dole out some experience. So, you defeated 10 of those chompers.
Okay.
The batty thingies.
Wombats.
Yeah, wombats, chompers, whatever's. Let's see.
Bats.
You defeated that strange mist. You fought 4 more of those things, and one of them crawled inside of you.
We found dwarf.
Yes, you found the dwarves alive. Well, a dwarf alive. After how long? Months? Probably months.
Quite a long time.
Somebody didn't want to give him a little bit of food.
Fuck that shit. We've got 4 days of rations.
You don't need the food anymore.
Yeah, not at the time.
Literally minutes later, you didn't need the food anymore.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Karma. It was karma.
Successfully reached out to your gods in prayer.
Yes.
It was a good call on getting everyone together, Van.
We found more out about this plane, so things in this plane don't sustain us. It's really a
Yes, nothing
Oh,
here
yeah.
is really sustaining. That's worth some experience.
role-playing.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll get some role-playing experience in there. You have gathered you're getting everyone on a boat and leaving town.
Mhm.
While you haven't quite discovered anything, that sort of mass migration decision is worth some experience.
Okay.
The ooze. Did the ooze flee from us?
Ooh.
We did defeat it though, because it ran away, and we like took away the body it was trying to
Yeah.
take with it. So it was like a genuine, just I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What about talking with the thing that was inside of me, making contact with that shadow that possessed me, or
Could
fog
have just been your
monster?
tummy rumbling too. Well, if you can make some sort of substantial contact, maybe we'll get
Sure.
some experience for that. But for now, we'll leave it be. Add some role playing. Divide it by 2 people. Ooh, this, yeah. Why don't you each take home 3,750 experience?
Okay.
Nice.
3,750.
Yes, sir.
All right, multiply that really fast.
Now I'm just under 30,000 away from next level.
Excellent. Only 10 more sessions.
Yeah, I'm about 14,000 off. 13,500.
Or near multiple shadow dragons.
If you'd like, we can just have a shadow dragon descend on you next round.
I mean,
Next
we can
session.
just. I mean, we're 100 people. We just.
Could you have like a shadow dragon on 1 HP that kind of can just shoot with an arrow really fast?
Sure, but you still have to roll initiative.
Okay, sure.
And if it wins,
Neal, it's a trick. Dragons are immune to normal arrows. Let Nine kill himself.
But also, a shadow dragon's breath does not kill people.
no, it
True.
just de-levels you.
Yeah, but it doesn't de-level him enough to knock him out.
Temporary.
Sure, you can go ahead and get half your level temporarily.
I'm not sure if you could even hit it. Don't they have like 30 AC?
Those ships, the ships in the port, must have armament, right? Ballistas or something.
No, the ships don't really have armament. There's not a lot of what we'd have as piracy. A pretty small island. Naval trade is very safe around here.
Oh, Neal.
Yeah.
Am I right in assuming that turning is something that you do? Like, is that like an innate power I have as a cleric, or is that something that I need to be in contact with my god for? Because like I have the spells that I already have memorized, and I can cast those at will.
It's described as the power of your god channeling through you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
then
something you'd
probably-
need to be in contact with to do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was assuming, which is why I never
Yeah.
tried turning those things that
Yep.
start possessing people.
Yeah, turning might have worked actually.
Somebody mentioned it in chat, so I thought I might as well bring it up.
All right. Well, that's it today for Hardcore Heroes Otherside. We'll see you next Saturday with the 3rd episode of this. So see you guys tomorrow. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.